Hey everybody, it's your boy Cat the Hunter coming at you again. Thank you so much for tuning in to the episode. I I was trying to make a video for my other channel, talk about police stuff, and I was having some connection problems. So I'm going to run to Best Buy and try to get a brand new setup, USB situation. Crazy, always something. So anyway, so I had to figure I'm going for a ride. You might as well come along with me. I'm gonna try to make it there before it closes. It's getting it's dusk right now, so but we're gonna get to it. So let's get to it. I don't want to bore you with my personal issues and all that. So I did a video before about the socially awkward male, and I watched a little bit of it, rewatched a little bit of it, and because I'm always trying to improve. And so I want to kind of finish off with that. I said I was going to do a part two, and I'm definitely going to do it right now, obviously. So I want to talk about the reward system and ask yourself a very serious question as to why anybody should reach back. Why should these people reach back and all that? Now, educated lames, as they are so called, right? These guys with vast amounts of education, but they had no swag, no drip, no game, corny, call it whatever phrase you want to put to it. They are that person, right? They are that person who is not on the inside, not on the it. And a lot of times that as they go through life, right, and they say it's greater later, right? There's this phrase says it's greater later. You're right. You stick your nose in the grind. You stick your nose in the books. You keep your focus. You keep your attention. And then it'll be greater later, right? You'll reap the benefits later on, house, car, job, and eventually, a woman. I'm speaking mostly to the men here. I don't think it works the same for women. I think they want it to. I don't think it works the same for women. But that's a conversation for another time. But I want to talk about this idea of these people who have put their nose to the grind, who have done what they are supposed to do. And yet, and while they're in it, right, or even when they come out of it, you want them to reach back into the community and to help the community and all that. Now, listen, I was one who believed in that. I did a video about aunts and uncles, right, these role models, coaches, etc. And certainly I believe in that, right? I coached for 10 years. I think my daughter was 8 when I started coaching. I didn't stop until they kicked her out, essentially, when she was 18 in our police activity league. For 10 years, I coached her, my son, and any other kid that was there. For 10 years, 10 straight years and I was going to school at the time, working on my bachelor's and master's. So I'm coaching these kids, and because I really wanted them to see a positive black male. I wanted all that, right? But why should anybody do that? Why should anybody do that? Why should I have done that? Why should I do that? Right? Why should the idea of greater later be something that is appealing to people when there's other people who are having a good time now, right? It's one of the what's some deer over there? There's one of the arguments that Malcolm X used to use about religion, particularly Christianity. What? You're going to get all this stuff when you die. Other people are enjoying life now. So that's something I really want people to really kind of think about. Why should these people who are made something of themselves, who stuck their nose to the grind, become something that they stayed on their game, they stayed in the books, they or the laptop or whatever, right? They did what they had to do in order to become somebody. Why should they reach back? And here's where I'm going to get controversial, but I think it needs to be said, as we really have to look at the reward system, in particular the black community that we have set up. Directly, indirectly, whether we are aware of it or not, you have to be aware of this reward system. If the kid who gets suspended in school gets into fights, has the latest gear on, if he is having a bunch of women on him, and I'm putting this nicely, as I've heard other people try to elaborate on this topic. If he has women on him, going out on dates, he's getting the women, he's entered, I want to say puberty earlier, but he's become sexually active earlier, right? People look up to that. Call it what you want. It's the truth. We will be hard pressed to name another community, another ethnic group that is celebratory of the worst of their population. Right? We have to confront this issue, that there is a reward system. We feed off of each other. There is no on the game, on the prize, on the table. We feed off of each other. It's a reward system. Ladies could have stopped the pants sagging phenomenon in men if they would have given them no attention. You could have stopped it. If the men who are sagging their pants, wearing hairstyles you don't like, calling you bees and hoes and out your name and all this, you could have stopped all that by giving them no attention. Same thing with the men. We could stop. This is why I'm so in favor of not talking about the other in the man's spaces, talking about the opposite sex all the time. It gets old. They're not going to stop. You have to feed the reward system. Stop giving them attention. Stop paying their OnlyFans. Stop dating ladies who are dressed scantily and against your moral and ethical code. Goes both ways, men and women, right? The reward system. But as long as we are rewarding individuals who are terrible to our community, pulling it down, embarrassing us, then we will continue to have the problems that we've continued to have. As long as you're doing the things you used to do, you'll continue to have the things that you used to have. You will continue to get the outcomes and will continue to breed negative individuals. So think about this idea of, I know I'm attracted. Listen, I just can't help it. These guys are exciting. These guys are, they got the swag. That I think they're protective. They're right. They it's just, they're out, and these other guys are just lame. They're corny. They're boring. They don't want to do anything. They don't know how to talk to women. They just don't have that it factor, right? That's one thing that I really want more educated dudes to really, really work on. Something I'm gonna, try to get on is really trying to work on that. Work on this thing. But this idea of excitement and being different, and just Tupac in a suit, and he's a thug, and he knows how to fight and draw and save kittens and rescues cats, and he operates on puppies, and he writes poetry, but yet he'll shoot you in a heartbeat. He's always strapped. Come on, man. Come on, man. Right? But this is a phenomenon that has embraced our mindset. Others, they've labeled it as imprinting, right? And I've heard ladies say this, that I want a guy who's smart and he wears a suit, but yet he's not scared to go to the corner store with me and hang out or in the block that I used to hang out at. Listen, and as long as if you're an adult and you're still thinking in this frame of mind, listen, I'm not going to try to fix that. I'm not going to try to fix that. I'm just going to try to make you aware of why men who are so-called educated lames, who have made something on themselves when they're 35, 40, don't really reach back and don't want to mentor your kids and your cousins and your nieces and your nephews. I'm just going to give you the information as to why they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because they were overlooked, because you call them lame and corny. You see the destruction that they're doing in the community. And another big problem with that is the reinforcement factor. Listen, that's just the guy I love, BGS, Igbor. He says, he calls him the 12 to 5 guy. Or maybe that was Kevin Samuels, one of those two guys. Calls him the 12 to 5 guy, right? You're a master's degree, principal. Listen, when I was a police officer, I'm telling you, I worked a midnight shift. I'm telling you, I saw stuff that I just couldn't believe what was going on. I saw people in churches, people I knew from church world. I saw people who were politicians, teachers, principals, vice principals, college professors, hugged up with thug type dudes who were half their age, getting in fights with them on the side of the road. Telling you think all this stuff with teachers and all this kind of stuff? I'm telling you, I used to see it. We just wasn't out there outing people like that. Just go home and, we didn't try to mess with people's jobs and stuff. But I saw it. 12 to 5 guy is the guy that comes over at midnight and leaves by 5 a.m. So the neighbors don't know he's there, kids don't know he's there, and you're giving this guy your love and attention. But you can't bring him to the mayor's ball. You can't bring him to Christmas parties. You can't bring him to the cookout, family's anniversary. You can't bring him to any of that. So if I'm bringing this to your attention, if you are rewarding these type of people because they're just so exciting and because they can do whatever, lay it down. If you're rewarding that type of guy, why should he change? Why should he change? And you want me to school your kids, coach your kids, and have this guy doing what he's doing tonight. Now, I was married at the time. I wasn't thinking along these lines. Well, talking about coach, let me go back and fix up what I'm saying. I'm coaching because I really want it to be a positive image. But I'm saying, why should anybody else do it, right? And I was married at the time and all this kind of stuff. So I wasn't in it for that. But I am saying that these guys, they see it, right? And I want you to, again, to understand the reward system. The reward system. You are rewarding this man or these men, and the same thing goes for men the other ways too, right? You're rewarding it, right? If you are sugar babying some girl, you're a guy, you're sugar babying some girl, you're rewarding her. Why should she change? She's getting what she wants? Listen, it's all detrimental to the community, and I'm just trying to lay out why these so educated lames. Give them a reason. Give them a reason. Or to fix the community. It's not going to fix the community if you end up sleeping with the guy at night. It's not going to fix the community. It's not going to fix the community. We got to fix the reward system. I talked about this on another podcast. We got to fix why these guys should do it. Why should you do it? Why give the good guy a reason to do it? Why should he go to college? Why should an 18-year-old guy go to college in a D-boy, and he goes to a college campus, and the girls are going with the D-boys who live off campus? Why should he do it? Why don't I become a drug dealer and get all the women? I get money, I get women, I live an exciting life, right? Running from guys like me, right? We have to fix the way that we mate, date, and reward people. And I don't think that there's another. Pull up. I would challenge anybody to pull up Asian people, Middle Eastern, Indian people, talking about we got to fix the way that our women select. Of course, they have women who are going to select the bad boys. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in any way. But the rates at which we do it, and it's obvious in our divorce rates, it's obvious in our low marriage rates, it's obvious in our out of wedlock birth rates, it's obvious in our step parent rate. It's obvious that this is what's going on. So if we want to be good and really fix this situation, we have to fix this situation. And the way that we fix this situation is by recognizing where we're going wrong. And listen, I don't expect anybody who's really attracted to me, not to me, really attracted to these types of people. I don't expect anyone to change. You like what you like, and what turns you on, turns you on. And if these people imprinted on you when you were 9 and 10 years old, and these were the thugs, and these were the protectors, and these were the roughnecks in your neighborhood, and these were the people who did whatever, and the other guy who's studious and gets to class on time and actually handing in his homework, or mailing it or emailing it, whatever they're doing now, right? If he's getting laughed at and getting called cornball and stuff, who are you gonna like? If you started 9 or 10, right? And this is when 9 or 10, 11, is when things start to go wrong, right? Because black boys excel at this age until they reach 10 years old, and that's when things start to switch. So if this is the situation, and these people imprinted on you when you were going through that, and now you just look for somebody who's a little bit older, mature, who's got his car and all this kind of stuff, listen, you're not going to change that. I'm not gonna. My few words are not going to change that. But what I am trying to do is give you some reasons, something to think about, as to why these socially awkward males, and I'm using that term very, very loosely. I'm just saying I don't think that they're socially awkward. They just aren't roughnecks or whatever, right? Why they should reach back, why they should mentor kids, why they should become coaches, why they should become these aunts and not aunts but uncles and all that, particularly the males. So I hope I gave you something to think about here. We got to change the way we look at life and where we're going. Now, some people would say that the black community is dead and dying, and we just ought to just let it go. I just saw today, maybe I'll put it up on screen, where I guess Japanese people are saying they want black men to come over and have babies or some crazy mess. I don't know how much truth I believe, how much I believe in that. But listen, the black community has some serious issues, and we know that the origins of this, the genesis of this, we know it. What are we going to do about it, right? We know it. We know it. We know it. Listen, much love and peace. I made this long enough, so let me know your thoughts, your comments. Listen, if you made it this far, hit that like button. Hit that like button, please. I mean, that's really important. Not just for me, but if you watch a video from front to back, anybody's video on YouTube or any other platform, give them a like. Hit that thumbs up. I checked another one of my stats from another one of my channels. You know, bunch of likes and bunch of views. Not many. I'm not getting thousands of views or anything. But in order for me to get thousands of views, or anybody to get thousands of views, you have to hit that like button. So if you watch a video, particularly all the way to the end, or even 3/4, do me a favor to hit the like button. Do me a favor and do everybody on YouTube a favor to hit that like button. So, much love and peace, everyone.